Am I the a-hole for teasing my friend about not recognizing my kid, thus ruining her marriage and an unrelated engagement party? So me and my wife have a 5-year-old son. Our group of friends is mostly couples with kids as we are nearing our 40s, and so a lot of our meetings with friends now include meeting up as entire families, kids included. This can sometimes mean a lot of adults and a lot of kids. One person in this group, Emma, fake name, used to be my roommate in college. She was married and has her own kids, and we hang out with her and her husband sometimes in a group setting, but rarely on our own. Emma also tends to run late often. This is all relevant to the story. As our son is an only child, we sometimes worry that he wouldn't really learn to share or get along with other kids. To prevent this, and while I love spending time with him, I would sometimes nudge him to engage with other kids when we are in public playgrounds or at the beach or the pool. To that end, when I buy him a water pistol or an RC car or the likes, I've often buy 2 or 3. I get to a playground and play with him, and when another kid would show interest in the toy, I'll just go, "Oh, you want to play with this?" and hand him the remote or the pistol or whatever, and thus getting the kids to play. This works great quite often, and I have a generally good relationship with the parents at our neighborhood. This is also relevant. One day, like a year back, me and my wife were planning on taking our kid to the pool. I pack my large bag of pool toys. Emma texts me. Her husband is away that day and she's looking for something to do with the kids. I talk to my wife and tell Emma we're going to our local pool and she's welcome to join us, but we're planning on heading there early so she can just join us whenever. We arrive at the pool pretty early and get a really good spot poolside right by the shallows. I grab some water pistols and me and my kids start playing world domination. I am trying to take over the world and can only be stopped through the power of water pistols. It's a whole thing. Kids love it. Soon another kid is there. It's a kid from my son's kindergarten class. He's there with his mom. He is, of course, welcome to join us. We know the family. The mom and my wife are pretty friendly and our kids play together often. So my wife says she wants to go for a swim and the kid's mom says she wants to join her and asks if it's okay I watch the kids. I said sure, since by this point the kids are blasting each other with water pistol and I'm just chilling poolside, just occasionally having to call out, "Oh no, my plans for world domination ruined," because sometimes that's just what parenting is. Then Emma and her kids show up. She is really happy to see me and I give out toys to her kids. All is going well. Then my son's friend runs up and asks for some other toy and I go, "Sure thing," and hand it to him. Emma goes, "Oh my God, so cute. He looks just like you." I laugh and said, "Okay, cool, but this isn't my kid." Now, in her defense, the kid does look kind of like me, making this kind of hilarious. When my wife and the kid's mom come back, I tell them the story. They also find it hilarious. We all have a friendly chuckle and think little of it. Fast forward to a few months ago. I haven't seen Emma in a while. We are at a friend's group gathering, and it was a good time all around. When we're about to call it a day, me and Emma are at the entrance. She's grabbing her stuff, and I'm on my second trip from the car. Kids' toys, kids' clothes, dirty dishes, Tupperware with leftovers I want, etc. And I call out to Emma's husband, "Hey, can you call my wife and kid over? Just make sure it's actually my kid and not some random kid who kind of looks like me." I think it's a hilarious callback. He seems confused and kind of angry. He asks me what I'm talking about. Why would he call a random kid? I'm also confused, so I tell him the pool story. He doesn't laugh. Emma doesn't laugh either. The entire thing now feels kind of awkward. I awkwardly said goodbye, go grab my wife and kid myself, and we leave. Later that day, I text Emma to ask if everything is alright. I get no reply. I text again a few days later. No reply. I get the distinct sense I messed up, but also if she doesn't want to talk to me, I'm not going to force the issue. I leave well enough alone. At worst, I thought she was mad at a joke I made which was apparently in poor taste. Boy, howdy did I underestimated the fallout of this joke. A few days ago, I arrived at a friend's place and she's there. This is an engagement party, so no kids. I wasn't supposed to come but decided to last minute, and my wife was at home with our kid. Emma sees me and is livid. She wasn't expecting to. She only came because she thought I wouldn't be here. She does, however, take the opportunity to tear me a new one though. She calls me out in front of everyone. Because of my so-called joke, originally said with air quotes, her husband was furious. From what she said and what I gathered from mutual friends afterwards, she previously commented on someone else's kid looking like someone who wasn't his father. Except that whole thing led to family drama in Emma's husband's family because in that case, that dude was cheating and that was his kid and a whole bunch of people were really hurt in the aftermath. Emma's husband was furious because he apparently thought she would know better than to comment on kids looking like people again. This sent them down a spiral, especially because the husband apparently thought she told me that other family story and that I was mocking him for his family drama. And he thought I was just covering for her when I realized I messed up. This was not the case. I had no idea that whole thing had happened. Still, he didn't believe Emma when she told him, so they are now separated. She calls me an a-hole and says I ruined her marriage. I am not a confrontational person. I apologize profusely. I said I didn't know, and if she didn't want me telling the story, she should have said something. She tells me I'm just making excuses. This is now a scene. I apologize profusely again and leave quickly after telling the couple a quick congratulations. I am later told this was anything anyone could talk about at the party, and now the engaged couple are mad at me too. Emma is even more mad because now everyone knows her drama. I am unfriended and unfollowed on everything. Some friends think I couldn't have known better and the joke was pretty benign. Other friends said that it was in really poor taste to throw her under the bus, and I am totally the a-hole. Emma's best friend, who I also know from college, thinks I didn't know about the thing with her husband, and now I'm just covering my own butt to get away with being cruel. It has been a few days, and some of my friends will no longer talk to me. Others think she is wrong to blame me and that marriage was doomed anyways. Still, I feel really guilty about making the joke, and I obviously wouldn't have made it had I known the trouble it would cause. I like Emma, and I didn't want to hurt her. I also like her husband. I like to say that maybe he was wrong to let the marriage implode like that because of a stupid joke, but at the same time, I don't exactly know his family drama and their history, nor the specific of his relationship with Emma, so I can't really say he's wrong or overreacting. The whole thing just kinda sucks. My wife sorta got my back though. She thinks the joke was hilarious and actually think me breaking up their marriage makes it even funnier, because what the F? She also loves crazy Reddit stories, so she sent me to post this, so at least I got that going for me, which is nice. So, am I the a-hole? TLDR. My friend accidentally said someone else's kid looks like me. I later made a joke about this in front of her husband. Turns out she said something like that before and it destroyed their marriage. She confronted me at an engagement party and apparently I ruined that too. Am I the a-hole? Now, personally, I don't think the OP was the a-hole in this situation because she didn't know about the whole, the friends, Emma and her husband's situation or family drama. I mean, it seems like it was a pretty harmless joke. So you really can't take it out on OP. However, maybe OP shouldn't have repeated that story. So I can kind of see that. But at the same time, Emma and her husband's marriage was already on the rocks before this joke. So, yeah, there's that too. But let's see what other commenters have to say about this. First comment says, not the a-hole. Emma's husband wanted an out and you gave him one. It wasn't your fault and you shouldn't have even apologized. There was nothing wrong with your joke. Honestly though, your friend group sounds like it thrives on drama, and you're probably better off not being friends with the people who took Emma's side. I agree. I mean, like, seriously, you should stay neutral. Honestly, it's really between Emma and her husband and OP. And you know what? It shouldn't even be involved with the OP, because it just sounds like Emma and her husband's, they have their own thing going on, and no one should really get involved or be in it. But it's also not OP's fault that she so-called ruined her marriage. Her marriage was on the rocks. It was going to be ruined anyways. So yeah. Another commenter says, sometimes a single comment just exposed deeper issues. If their marriage was so fragile, maybe it was bound to crumble regardless of the joke. I also agree with that too. Someone else says, it's not just one straw that breaks the camel's back, it's the million straws underneath it, not the a-hole. Another commenter says, Emma's husband sounds toxic, to be honest. Someday she'll want to thank OP. I hope so. Another commenter says, not the a-hole. It sounds like Emma and her husband had some serious issues long before your joke. You had no idea about their history, and it was a harmless callback to a funny moment. If her husband blew up over that, it's on him. It's ridiculous for them to blame you for their marital problems. Honestly, if your friend group is turning on you over this, maybe they need to get a grip. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just drama that they're choosing to create. You're better off without that kind of toxicity. Another commenter says, not the a-hole at all. And I love how she freaks out on you and publicly airs her dirty laundry and then blames you for everyone learning about the situation she blurted out. That's very true. Emma, you also brought this on yourself at the engagement party. So the engaged couple should be mad at Emma and not at OP, because it was Emma who started this whole thing at the engagement party. That's my personal opinion. What do you guys think of this situation? Who do you think is in the wrong, Emma or OP? Let me know in the comments section. And if you like these types of stories, remember to continue to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.